Hi everyone, Sean Quant here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. This one's going to be a mastery guide, but before I start, I'm just going to ask if you would kindly like this video and subscribe prior to leaving. Would really appreciate the support. All right, let's get right into it. First things first, going to look at the champions that are going to be upgraded. I think there's quite a few. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and I just counted the little red dots. And the reason I have so many champions to upgrade at this point is yesterday. Well, let's look at the daily login rewards. Today is day number 69, and 2 days ago, day 67, I received 500 energy in addition to having all of the energy from the weekly quest that I finished. I just got a new one restarted, the daily quests. So I was kind of energy rich the last couple days, and I didn't want to upgrade and farm food. For some reason, I just want to wait for the next champion training event. I'm really liking all the events that are happening now. I'm just going to pop into this real quickly. I know I'm on a tangent, but I can talk through this quick. So we have a Dungeon Divers event. I don't really care about this one. I mean, it seems like this is a ridiculous um, amount of points that you need to receive the awards, especially considering how much each artifact gets you. So it's going to take forever to get up there. I don't really care about this one. This one's just one of those ancillary ones. But this arena assault, I've sniped my way up into gold 4, where I currently sit right now. So every single victory gets me 4 medals. This one still has 2 days and 5 hours, and I'm just about halfway finished here. Look at that. So that's going to be really great to complete this one since you do the arena every day anyways, but this is the extra incentive to do that. So really quick, I'm in gold 4, and the reason, the way I'm doing it is I'm sniping these easy ones. That's all I do is snipe easy targets. And you saw it just refreshed. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bonus here. Click on this video, click on the refresh and see if there's anything I can snipe. I have a snipeable Gorgorob. Look at that. What happened? Oh, it just kind of flipped and I thought it reset. I freaked out for a second because every time I see a snipeable target, I get really excited because that gets me 4 medals. And not only is it for the arena event, those medals are great, but it's also great to upgrade the Great Hall, which is the main goal and the main reason I'm sniping up here in Gold 4. So I'm just going to beat this really quickly. So a little bonus on this, little bonus, throw this on auto, little bonus time on this video. Gosh, that Cold Heart against these single targets is amazing. She just decreases her turn meter and gets that first hit down and then game over. Dracomorph or Dracomorph, I call him. He weakens, and I get those 4 medals. Now, it's nothing great to beat a single target, but up in gold 4, it feels good. I don't care if I'm sniping, it just feels good. All right, so for those masteries, I grinded out 600, 700, maybe 800 or 900 energy on Minotaur 15, switch the teams up a little bit, and that's why we're able to get all of these masteries up. So let's go with Kale. And kind of my strategy here was to get most characters or as many characters as I could to complete their level 4 masteries. And then I would rotate them out. So Kale's going to have a level 4 mastery completion. And as you can see, he has a couple for his first number 5. Now, I've done a little homework here and I know exactly what I want for Kale on this first mastery of, or the final mastery of level 4, and I'm going to go on the offensive tree, and it's going to be the Cycle of Violence. He has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. Occurs once per turn. So what's really good about this is 2 of his skills, they have multiple hits. So if there's a weak input by Dracomorph and he's able to use his multi-hit Acid Rain or the other one. I don't know what it's called. Why don't I jump back and look at it? So it says Acid Rain attacks all enemies, and there's a 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So I think that's critical hit every single time, and then disintegrate 4 times at random. So Dracomorph puts his weaken on. If I get somebody that has an increased attack, which I don't have right now on any of my teams, I mean, that's an assured assured 100% probably going to activate this mastery of 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn. And if he's hitting multiple times on 1 hit, I think that's 30% per hit. That's how I read it anyways. So this is a no-brainer here because he can hit hard. Characters that hit hard definitely get them this mastery unlocked. All right, so that's it for Kale. Probably going to be another video in the future once I get all those tier 5 ones completed. That's going to take forever. All right, going to Apothecary. Now, my man, look at this. I was so close to being able to complete all of his tier 4 masteries, but I'm 7 scrolls short. So I'm just going to do 2, and I'm going to go to the support side for him. The reason I'm doing the support is, hey, he's a phenomenal support character. He has changed all of my teams, and as he's getting stronger with these masteries, he's going to change them for the better. He continues to change them for the better. So looking at the available masteries on the support, there's a Merciful Aid. Increases the amount of healing and value of shield buffs placed on this by this champion by 15% if the target ally has stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze debuff. So that's a very specific instance. All right. But he's a good healer. Next one has a 5% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of every turn. It's not bad. I mean, I've mentioned this before. It's such a low chance, but he only has 2 skills. One is increasing the speed and the other is a heal. So, and he's so fast that they cycle through pretty quickly, but it'd be nice to get it a little faster, I suppose, with that 5% chance. And the final one here is increases the base stat set bonuses of all artifact sets that have increased base stats by 15% lore of steel. This increases multiplicative, not additive. So there is actually one more. If this lore of steel was chosen, the next one adjacent to an evil eye would open up. So this would decrease the target's turn meter when this champion hits them with the default skill for the first time. It decreases turn meter by 20% with single target hits and 5% with AoE skills. So, gosh, this isn't my favorite row. Actually, this is Evil Eye is my favorite one on this row. I think most of my characters that have tier 4 masteries already have the Evil Eye. I like it. But I think for the sake of diversity, I have to choose something different for him. And I just wish this were more. I wish this Merciful Aid didn't have just the stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze debuffs. I know they happen a lot, but I guess it happens in Ice Golem, it happens in Dragon, it happens in the clan boss. All right, I talked myself into Merciful Aid. All right, got that one. All right, do I want to gamble? Yes or no? Cycle of Magic, 5% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of every turn. Well, he goes so many times, right? I built him. He's my fastest character, which isn't that fast, relatively speaking, compared to other apothecaries I've seen. However, I mean, because he's doing so many turns, you have a 5% chance to, skip his A1. His A1 is just a pretty weak attack. He's not the strongest attacker that I have by any stretch of the imagination. So maybe this isn't so bad for him. Let me see this base stat increase. I just want to look to see what he's wearing right now. So he could have a little bit more hit points, a little bit more speed. Oh, that's only 12%. I thought if that was 15%, that would be huge. He has this divine speed, but it's only the hit points. So basically, it's mostly hit points, it looks like, that get increased. I'm sure there's something else that has 15% base stats. Let me see this. That increased base stats by 15%. Okay, I'm just going to go with this Cycle of Magic. I kind of like that. He goes so fast anyways. I mean, to be able to skip one of his A1 attacks would be awesome. I think that makes sense. All right, and then the next one, I know I can't do it now, but increased damage or increases damage for each jet ally. I'll probably go with the Bring It Down. All right, just looking ahead there. Next champion, Adriel, my girl Adriel. She was my first support character, and I have a fond place in my heart for her. She's not a very popular character. She gets looked over a lot, but she has carried me before I got Apothecary for 30, 40 days through content I could never have gotten through if I didn't have her. So I'm glad to have her on the team. I have a couple videos that show her running in Dragons with my main team. She has a speed aura for Magic Affinity characters. I have a ton of Magic Affinity characters, and it's great when she's the leader. All right, so let's see what we can do for her. Actually, I already know what I'm going to do for her. So same row, tier 4, so I'm not going to read them through. She's going to get the turn meter reduction, this evil eye. I liked that for her. I know that she heals, but her heals aren't as strong as Apothecaries, and I just like her being a turn meter manipulator to have a little bit more variety in her skill set, which is actually quite large for an offensive character. She kind of is a Swiss Army knife of offensive moves. So I'll unlock this. Perfect. And then on the defensive side, so I don't do many defensive. The reason I have her defensively built out is as she was my only support character when I started, I needed to assure myself that she would be as resilient as possible and last as long as possible through every stage of every battle I was at, so that my characters could survive and she could keep putting those heals up. She doesn't have a strong heal, but she has a reflect damage with that heal. So you get healed and then you kind of reduce the amount of damage that comes in at the same time. So I'm building her up on the defensive side. Once her masteries are completed, I might try to switch the defense to offense since she does hit kind of hard. But right now I'm working on defense and I have 3 options. One is Delay Death, reduces the damage this champion receives from a specific enemy by 0.75% for each hit taken from that enemy. So this would be good for bosses. Damage reduction stacks up to 6% for each enemy. All right, so that would be 12 hits from an enemy, essentially, if I'm adding correctly, or 8. It'd be 8 hits. All right, so that'd be like a boss. If you're at a boss, that would be good. I already think that's the one I'm going to do. Has a 60% chance of placing leech debuff for 1 turn when placing, so she doesn't place any of these debuffs. The only debuffs she places are decrease accuracy, which is a low percentage on her A1, and a decrease attack on her A2, but it's a 6-turn cooldown, no book, so it's not really her primary move at all. It's that heal and shield that she throws up. Reflect damage, excuse me, that she throws up. That's the best. And a resist debuff for each. Increases resist. Oh, that wouldn't be bad. For each debuff champion sex with 30. But I'm going to go here because I've already kind of planned ahead. So I'm going to unlock this. Now she's on tier 5. And the next one, I'm going to do a cycle of revenge. So more turn meter on her. So 2 turn meters that she wouldn't otherwise have. On the support side, I'm going to switch back to the other side. And I'm going to get this speed for each dead ally and 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast. So I'd love to have her reflect shield buff be longer, or reflect damage buff have a chance to last an extra turn. So there is that on her. Next champion is Stag Knight. He is definitely good. So I'm going to go to the offensive side with him. Already completed his support side. So offense for Stag Knight, I have bring it down, increase damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP, so bosses or mainly trash mobs. Increases damage inflicted by 5% for each dead ally, stacks up to 10%. All right. And has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. So he will never hit that hard, ever. He just does not hit hard. So I'm going to go here and increase his damage to essentially bosses. That works for me. Whirlum Frost King. So I really wasn't building him up for a while, and then I brought him into a dragon run, and he stepped in and owned it. So I'm really fond of him. I kind of lost sight of him. Looks like I'm going to be able to complete his tier 3 mastery, so jumping up a tier for him. First thing I'm going to do is look at the offense. Increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. I like that one. Heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% or 50% hit points or less. I actually like that one too, because he does have an AoE attack. So that's multiple damage. That's maybe 100,000 that he can bring. If he gets 5% of 100,000, that's only 5,000 though hit points. So it's really not that much. So he doesn't hit that hard. So it'd be kind of a smaller heal. Increases speed for each enemy killed by this champion, stacks across each round of battle up to 18 speed. And I kind of like that one too. Increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40%. All right, so let me see. I'm just going to read the next row. Bring it down, increases damage inflicted when attacking targets with higher HP. Increases damage inflicted by 5% for each dead ally, stacks up to 10%. 30%, and increases damage for the targets. Okay, so 5% of damage inflicted. I did see his A1 hit for 100,000 before, which is pretty high. But that would be best case scenario against a weakened boss by Dracomorph, and probably defense down too. Oh yeah, weaken on defense down. Dracomorph does that. And if he had an increase attack though, that would be pretty good. But then there's this one, increases damage inflicted to targets less than 40 by 8%. So it's either he increases the attack or heals. I think I want increases damage inflicted to targets by 8%. The reason I'm doing this is he's pretty resilient the way he is already. And this just, and he hits pretty hard. So this is going to kind of speed up the battle. So I'll go this route. That's, I think, the same that Kale had. And then on the support side, he increases accuracy. He doesn't really need that. Has 30% turn meter when a debuff cast by this is removes or expires. And he does have a couple of debuffs. Let me look at his skills really quick. He has a freeze debuff. He has a decreased critical damage debuff every 4 turns. So he has 2 debuffs, but he also has a couple of buffs here that last for 2 turns. So I want to see which way I can go so I can increase those buffs. Am I already doing that with Adriel? Dead ally. Where's the one that's 30% to extend the duration of any buff? Okay. So yeah. Increases accuracy. I like this on him. I'm going to do that. Then I might go sideways and do this one. The duration of any buff. He has that awesome increase, strengthen and increase. So to get that for 3 rounds instead of 2, 3 turns instead of 2 would be great. All right. Anyways, that's looking ahead. So that's Whirlum Frost King. Next one is Dracomorph, and I think I'm going to get 2 masteries on him. And the first one is definitely going to be this cycle of violence on the offensive side. 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of random skill if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's match HP. This guy hits hard. He hits super hard, so I think he might be getting this ability procced quite often. So I'll do that, which opens up the entire row. Increases damage inflicted to targets under stun, sleep, fear, true fear, or freeze debuffs by 12%. That's very specific. I don't know if I need that right now. Increases damage inflicted for 5% for each dead ally. It's not necessarily dead ally that he does. It's, I guess, just a dead ally in general. Oh, dead ally. I thought it meant enemy. Okay. I don't want to bet on my own team dying. So I'm going to pass on that one for now. And increases damage by 6% targets with higher max HP. So that's like going to the boss. And this is more turn meter on this side. And this is base stats by 15%. So I am going to do increases damage by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. He's an offensive juggernaut. I'm going to make him that much stronger. All right. And Cold Heart might be very similar to Dracomorph. So I'm going to complete her tier 3 masteries. I'm already healing her with this life drinker. Don't think I'm going to do another She's an offensive juggernaut too. So increases her speed. That's not bad. Decreases or increases damage inflicted to targets less than 40% HP by 8%. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I mean, 8% on her hits. I mean, I'm seeing her hit for 500,000 now. So 8%, 500,000. That's like another 50,000. That's huge, and it's going to stack because she can, if she gets even stronger. I mean, that's just going to scale up higher. And then finally, last but not least, we have Light Sworn. Light Sworn is going to be my next 6-star character. Already got a couple masteries for him. So right now, just unlocking his next tier. Tier 3. Look at that. Is it going to be offense or defense? So he does debuffs. I'm just going to look at his debuffs real quickly. Teardown, he has the decrease attack and a decrease speed. Pretty much every 3 turns he's dropping that. And he also has this, he buffs and debuffs. So, oops, didn't mean to do that. Champions, Light Sworn, Masteries, here we go. Or increases accuracy. Don't care about that one as much as I would the turn meter increase. I like turn meter increases. All right, and then offensively, he's just a single hitter, but he hits 3 times on his A1 and once on his A2, but his A2 is really hard. Increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP. I kind of like that one. Heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking 50% or less. And increases speed for each enemy killed. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is a turn meter. I think it's really important. He already does turn meter on his A1, but now he has a chance to do it every time his debuff gets expired. Increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. I think I'm going to do that one. And then I actually think I'm going to do the speed for him, so that he can cycle through his revive quicker, his revive on death skill quicker. So that's it for the masteries. Oh wait, Coldheart has one more. Holy cow, how did I miss that? I'm gonna drop her into tier 4 territory now. All right, so let's see. Increases damage inflicted to 6% with higher. Yeah, I already want that one. Dead ally. I don't like dead allies. Oh yeah. So, gosh, cycle of violence, or that, or more turn meter, or base stats. So this base stats, I could go down to speed, but right now, without a doubt, I'm doing 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of random skill by 1 turn if damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. Her A3 is her Heartseeker. That is a very powerful skill. And I've seen that hit for more than 30% of like every single person she hits. That's this one. And then her A2, Art of Pain, that hits incredibly hard, and it's every single enemy. So if this is able to proc for every single target on her AoE attack of her A2, in addition to her Heartseeker, I think that's the first one I have to do. I just think it has the biggest potential reward. So unlock that. Now the challenge is going to be, do I want to go down to speed here? Oh, dead ally. Ooh, I hate when it's dead allies. I didn't realize that for Adriel before. Oh well. Nope. I'm probably going to just work these two, or one of these two. Probably the turn meter one. All right, so that's it for the masteries right now. I don't want to talk too much about speculative things right now, but you know, we've been here long enough. I think I can go to the arena, try to refresh this arena, and maybe snipe another. Nope, no more snacks. Look at that. That's what it's like. Every 15 minutes, there's a chance to snipe away, but I really don't want to risk losing one of my coins against fighting a team that will invariably kill me. So that's it for this video. Again, Please click the like button if you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. I know it's another long one. And click the subscribe button too, so you can stay tuned as this pretty much mostly free to play or very low spend account is slowly developing. It's fun to watch us happen and have everybody uh, come along the way. So thanks again. See you next time.